Good morning, afternoon, evening, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I am doing well myself, and I have a nice hot cup of coffee here with me today. And we are going to start a journey together through my personal favorite Final Fantasy 13. We are going to play on normal. We're gonna go through these cutscenes together, and then we're gonna get into some of the action. I absolutely adore this game. A lot of people aren't as fond of 13 as I am, but for me personally, this is an amazing game.
世界の終わりの始まりだった。
黙ってる。頼るからな。大丈夫か？ルシじゃねえからな。どうにかなるもんで。みんな戦うとよ。
足手まといだ。
Alright. Hope you guys enjoyed that little cutscene. Still looks great all this time on from it. Like I said, this is one of my favorite, well actually it is my favorite Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy 14 coming close, but I don't think that's very fair to compare it with an MMO that's been around for so long. Those cutscenes still look absolutely amazing. Can you believe this game came out in 2009? Oh, crazy. Got our girl Lightning, and our boy Dodge over here. Lightning's such a cool character. Dodge as well is really cool, or Saz I should say. Dodge is another character. We're going to skip the tutorial against my better judgment. So this game, like many Final Fantasies, does the active time battle thing, and you can either choose to use your auto attack to autofill your abilities, or you can choose to put them in, like so. Press enter. It's really interesting. What we're going to get later as the game progresses is you'll be able to switch what kind of position you want your characters in the party to fill. And we'll touch on that a bit more as we go. But this comes very, very important, and you can synergize and make a fair few different team compositions, some of which much better than others. I like how in this ragtag bunch of misfits, Saz is the everyman. I like him. He's a good guy, but you can definitely tell he's not some kind of hard-bit soldier or anything like that. And of course, the Chocobo hanging out with us. Now I gotta deal with part 2 of this cat. Let's see. I recommend if you're playing this game to actually auto-put in abilities, unless you are way over-leveled for an area. It's a little bit better as far as the damage output you're doing and being able to stagger enemies, which you'll see in our top right corner of the screen. We have them in as that's its name, and then under it there is that bar with percentages underneath it. If we fill that bar up to 300%, the enemy will be staggered, and that applies to all enemies in the game. And once we do that, we're able to do, as you might expect, a ton of damage. And they will not be able to attack or use abilities for a little bit. Good for us, very bad for them. 5 stars, like we know what we're doing. You'll see the PC controls on the screen, but I have got a controller plugged in. I'll be using that. I originally played this game on console. Down he goes. What an intro. I love that intro. It tells you just what you need, and it gives you some mystery, and it gets you right into the action. It's so cool. I can definitely understand if you want more of the fantasy rather than the sci-fi aspect. It can be a bit off-turning to you. But for me, I'm a big sci-fi nerd, so it is very much up my alley. Not a perfect game by any means. There's some characters that I really like, such as Sauce and Lightning, and there are some characters I really dislike, which we will talk about later. And some characters I like but have interesting design choices. The TLDR, if you skip through the cutscene at the start, Lightning and Sans were on board a train full of mysteriously robed individuals, seemingly all of them against their will, being transported somewhere. And Sans and Lightning apparently took some issue with this, so they decided to do something about it. Lightning being, as we just saw in that little in-engine cutscene, is a bit of a badass soldier. So she decided that she was going to take care of it. And she did. We're just going to overwrite this data. This is some old data that we can just overdo. Actually, this would be a good time to look at the shop as well. Let's see, we only have Unicorn Mar open, which is going to be our healing items. We've got 14 of these. So I think we're only going to buy 2 of these for now. I'm going to go ahead and keep that stock up. And we're going to progress forward here a little bit. enemies, like so, you will start a battle. Now, when starting off, you're essentially only going to have 2 attacks. You're going to have attack, and you're going to have blitz. And your blitz is going to be your AoE option. Which is fine. But we're going to get some cooler stuff as we go. Alright, Saz, if you don't want to get ditched, hurry it up. Come on, there you are. So we're going to use our blitz, see if we can catch the other one. Oh, we didn't. That's alright, though. Just going to attack the other. These Psychon Wardens remind me a lot of a mix between the Helghast and the Snow Pirates from Lost Planet. Or maybe Nevik from Lost Planet. Helghast, of course, being Killzone. But I don't see a whole lot of people talk about Lost Planet. It's a great couple games. The first and second are absolute classics in their own right. Third game, not so great, to be honest with you. But I appreciate that they took a different direction and tried something interesting. Lost Planet 1, definitely foundational, very classic PlayStation, early PlayStation era. And then PlayStation, it was on, what was it on? It was on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, I believe. It was Lost Planet 2. And that was a fantastic game. It really opened up the world and setting of Lost Planet. Had a lot of cool battles, cool mechs. I'm a big mecha fan myself. Big into Gundam. I need to get back into Macross. I love, what's it called? Shoot. Not Robotech. What is it? Oh my goodness, I can't use it. It might be Robotech. I think so. It's the game, the tabletop game that Mech Warrior is based off of. Big into all that stuff. Of course, old anime like Big O, all that sort of thing. I like that Saj just keeps calling Lightning Soldier Girl at the start here. One thing I also like about this game is those little blurbs that characters will have, and you can see them at the bottom of the screen there. It's just, it's such a great way of characterizing the members of your party, kind of getting into their head a little bit. And I don't see games do that enough. I wish they would do more. One series of games, ooh, we got a stagger there. Did a little bit extra damage, freaking awesome. Now, as I was saying, a series of games that does this very well as far as getting character and party interactions are the Tales of series of games. I really enjoy those. I might play them on the channel at some point, I'm not sure. But they are very good. Yeah, overall, there are some stinkers here and there, as with any series of games. I mean, shoot, even among the mammoth that is Final Fantasy, there are a few games that are a bit contested, such as this one. I am not going to make any bones about it. This is definitely one of those games that didn't quite receive the fanfare that you would expect from a mainline Final Fantasy. And that's not even mentioning the interesting choice that was 13-2, which I like to call the Final Fantasy that absolutely nobody asked for. It was definitely a very questionable decision. And it wasn't the best. I may play it depending on how I feel, just to get it out here after we finish 13. 13-3 otherwise known as Viking Returns, however, that was a pretty good game. And I did enjoy it, and it did wrap up things fairly well. But overall, I really do think they could have left 13 as 13, and let that be the end of our experience, truly. See those guys fighting down there? I don't think I've ever watched it. Yep. I've never sat here and watched that before. But yeah, that war machine just tears through those guys. Brutal. Some enemies here. These guys have jumped up. Let's go ahead and hit a blitz. Let's go ahead and hit a blitz on this guy. I think we're, he jumped out of the way. Here we go. I'm sure we'll see in a bit. I believe the max party members that you can have out on the field at a time is 3. Maybe 4. I think it's 3, though, that you can have out. But we will definitely find out together. Like I said, it's been, oh man, probably at least 5 years since I've played this game. So if I am a little bit rusty, please be patient. Should I be using items? Probably. Will I? Or items. Items I'll definitely be using. Should I be using the tutorials? Probably. Will I? No. Absolutely not. Well, maybe until we get to a certain other bit of the game, which is a little bit hard. Essentially our summons in the game, which are really cool, but that's definitely something that I've struggled with. I may do some, whoa! I get saw it fall down. That's not so good for the people on the bridge. Such devastation. This was not my intent. Let him know. And something that, even though graphics have advanced so much, I feel like a lot of games don't get across little character moments and bits of personality like some of the older games do. I mean, just in that cutscene alone, there really wasn't a ton of dialogue at all. It was all characters and their looks and how their body language communicates with each other. It's so interesting. We got a couple of these Pantherons. This guy, I think I can hit both of them. This guy's close to stagger, so we're staggered. Bam, bam. And I remember as a kid, I saw the game guide for this in a Books of Millions. And I was like, I've got to play this game. I opened it up and started looking at some of the art that was in there, looking at some of the little lore tidbits that were in the game guide. Dude, I was just hooked. I really miss that kind of era of gaming, of, you have your school book fair or whatever, and you'll have like a RuneScape guide in there. You'll go to your local game store, and you'll see what's going on there. You know, you'll be at the bookstore in general, and you'll be browsing through the game guides and the game magazines and all that sort of thing. You know, because it was kind of the era of you couldn't just go online. Even, you know, I'm not that old. I'm mid-20s, so I definitely grew up with the internet. But even then, there was still such a gap in the information on the internet, especially for more niche interests, that if you had a game, you had to find someone with that game to figure out different secrets, you know, and someone would see something in a magazine and pass that on. It's like finding the Reggie in Pokemon, you know? I remember I had no idea what the symbols were supposed to be until someone with a game guide was like, dude, it's Braille. And I was like, what is Braille? You know, I was a kid. So I freaking learned how to read Braille because of Pokemon, you know? Let's keep these blitz up on these guys. Need to up a potion real quick. Ooh, actually, I'm gonna hit the Marauder with all we're worth. Because he's still got that stagger bar on him. I do want to get rid of him. He's going to be the heavy hitter in this. I'm going to be a little bit bad and use the auto feature on occasion. Like I said, I do in general recommend actually learning how to use your abilities instead of letting the computer auto it for you. And just like that, easy peasy. Credit chip. I believe we can sell that. I don't believe that's an upgrade material. Which there are upgrade materials in this. So don't get too excited about selling stuff. Bolt's Fal'Cie seems to be a bit of a sore spot for both of our characters. And I love Zaz for that exact reason. He seems like this kind of doddering comic relief character, and he kind of is in many aspects. But he's still a full character. And you see those little moments of him stepping up to bat and doing his best and also doing what he believes is right, regardless of what he feels about it. We've got a full-on mix-it-up here. And a good little firefight. We've got our Presquire freedom fighters here. More civilians. We got our militarized guys. Man, that haircut. So, boys, this is our boy Snow. he's an interesting character as well. Man, all the characters in this game are much more interesting than they look at face value, and that is such a refreshing thing in a game. They all have their motivations, they all have their desires and beliefs. But I do think this will be a great place to stop initially for our first part, and then when we come back we're going to pick it up right here and go another little while before we stop. So with that, guys, I hope to see you again, and I will catch you all next time.